you've got the stress issue, you know, as a leader. First of all, you've got if you're a sort of director of sales, sort of VP or whatever level, and then you've got sales managers, and you mentioned both in your sort of tangent, and how to manage the stress and how not to cascade that into your team. I was under a lot of stress, so I don't know how well I managed to hide it, but obviously I did okay. But I was stressed, but I was not middle management. I was senior, so I had a very good relationship with the managing director, where we understood each other, and I could manage up effectively, and I could say to a degree, just let me go and do what I've got to go and do. It's a challenging environment. It's tough. So, you know, give me the space to go and lead this team and develop this team the way we need to, so we can go and deliver this revenue over the long term. Because we went through a phase where we were building, we had to turn around what was a relatively dysfunctional team. When you arrived, it was in really good shape. It was a great team to be a part of, but it was really hard to get it there. And if you're taking a short-term approach or a short-term view on the business, you know, month by month, quarter by quarter, which you can't have to because you've got to deliver numbers, then you're constantly under reactive stress and you're constantly making decisions for the short term. Whereas actually what you've got to do is step back and say, well, I'm trying to build something that is going to sustain over the long term. This could be the year, multi-year, etc. And that makes you manage in a different way, lead in a different way, make decisions in a different way. So part of that is creating an environment within which your management team and your frontline sales girls and guys can thrive in, and that they can do their best work in. And we were in a challenging sales environment because it was a very challenging competitive sell. And sometimes, or a lot of the time, we didn't have the best product in market, but we had to be able to compete with sometimes products or brands that were stronger than us. And we did a good job of it, but I was very cognizant that in order to give a client a great buying experience with us, then the salespeople must be in a great frame of mind and enjoy what they're doing, even though it's highly competitive, even though it's very, very tough. So that's the buffer. So when there's stress coming down onto a leader or onto a manager, the buffer is, if I pass all that stress onto the sales team, then they're going to underperform because they're acting out of desperation, they're disempowered, they don't like the person they're working for, and all these other emotional things that are critical to performance in any business or any job. So you've got to create that atmosphere. So you have to be the buffer between the stress. That doesn't mean you let people off the hook. They're under stress already. They carry a number. They know what they've got to go and deliver. Your job is to create an environment and coach them so that they can deliver the number. And if they're missing the number consistently, they're not the problem. The problem's further upstream. So you have to take ownership.
Yes, I agree. And I think that's the disconnect, you know, the ownership piece. It's the blame that comes into